Hello everybody. In this video I want to do a quick review and comparison of the offshore tackle Sam's Pro release and the Chinese knockoffs that you see popping up on Amazon and in some of the different tackle shops, sometimes called Sam's Pro release or made by Amish outfitters or some Chinese company with just a foreign name. So I just got back from a long weekend of fishing, of putting these two together head to head, and the thesis statement is that you get what you pay for, and that might be okay depending on what you're looking for in one of these clips. So let me explain what I mean by that. And first we're going to zoom out a little bit here to give a more of a comparison between these. So the first thing I noticed, because I've used the Sam's Pro releases for a while, is that the most obvious thing is that on the Sam's Pro release, this collar here is actually a nice soft rubber, and I troll typically with 15-pound braid, which is thin and it's slippery. And when you're winding that around here, that rubber is a key part of what makes it grip with just the nicest amount of friction. And it's soft and it's pliable, whereas when you get the Sam's Pro, the knockoff, it's a hard plastic, and it's very slippery. And so when you're setting these up, sometimes my braid goes around it and it's not enough friction and it just kind of slides and slips off. So for a lot of people, that alone might be a deal breaker in terms of what they're trying to do with these clips. Number two, it's not a big deal, and other reviewers have said as much, that the screw hole for this, you do have to take a little drill bit and run out. You can do it by hand just to make it slightly bigger to fit on the tab there. Another small thing is that these knockoff clips do not come with the hardware to mount to the arm of the planer board, but most of us already have that from the previous clips, so that's not necessary. One other small thing too is that the adjustment screw on each, they're similar, but you can see the Sam's Pro release is a flathead, whereas the Chinese knockoff is a Phillips head. And then this seems like it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it was for me rigging these up. You'll see that this is very floppy, and the Sam's has a nice tight grip right there. And when you're on a boat and it's moving, it can be really nice to set this in the direction that I want, and I can start winding, and then I can close it when I'm ready. And that little bit of positive friction there, I think, is very advantageous for rigging these up. And there were a number of times where, I'm winding this and just a little bit of friction, and it's flopping and closing, open and closed. So, and then finally, going back to that slipping, I think what would happen sometimes is, normally you have a little bit of slack between your two clips, so that when you go to pull it, you're pulling the line off and then the board trips. At its worst, because of that slick collar, it would pull the line tight, and then when you go to trip it, it doesn't trip because there's already tension on it from the other side. So for me, I spent $15, $16 or so on a pack of 4 of these, and they're kind of garbage for me and for what I want to do. And so I'm going to spend the money to get 2 more of the Sam's ones, even though they're more expensive, to get the name brand ones. That's my conclusion. One other thing, just while I have these out, when you see some of the other reviews on how to rig these, I'll save that for another video. It'll come up in terms of the advantages and disadvantages of having these on a ring versus hard mounted, and also how I rig these two. Maybe I'll do that in another video, and if I can figure it out, I'll put a link to it on the bottom of this. So anyway, that's my review on these, and I'm going to try to be better about following comments and such. So if you have any other thoughts or observations on them, drop them in the comments, and we'd love to hear from some of the rest of you guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope some of you guys found this helpful. Take care.